Deth-N-Vengeance has come to YouTube. YouTube reckoning is here. I've already destroyed the Batman. Just kidding, folks.
It's your old pal, Jonny Deth here. That's just a little precursor for Halloween. Kind of get everybody in the mood for Halloween. See what I did there? I was William Shatner, you know? We're getting into the mood for Halloween. Let me see. Well, first off, obviously I'm flying solo today. There's no Majin Drew, no Eddie Gein. Unfortunately, our schedules were conflicting this week, but the show must go on. I have to put on a show every week for the podcast. So here I am flying solo. I wish I had my crew with me. Unfortunately, like I said, with our day jobs conflicting, they're not here today, so I'm flying solo. You can call me Han Solo. John Solo. Anyway, so what's new? Let me see. The Walking Dead's coming out in about 3 weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. Everybody's been talking about it on the internet, on the World Wide Web, about Rick's death. Supposedly in like the 6th possible episode of the first part of the season. Kind of want to talk about that for a little bit. I'm a big Walking Dead fan. I was a fan of the comics before the show came out, and I've been a big fan of the show since it's come out. It's it's one of those things where in my eyes they can't do no wrong. Okay, like I know a lot of people have said that their ratings are good and down. Nobody likes watching the show anymore, or but I mean, I enjoy it. It's one of those things where you have to evolve with the show, if that makes any sense. It's changing just because the storylines are changing. So, unfortunately, a lot of people are one-sided as far as like their thinking. They can't really think, in the bigger picture. It's always like it's got to be like this, got to be like this, and unfortunately, people like that, they kind of ruin TV shows for people. Reason being is because they stop watching and the ratings get lower, and then they end up canceling a show because of people that are short-minded. They can't roll with the punches. It's unfortunately, that's a lot of people out there that have that kind of mentality, and but luckily with the Walking Dead, there's a lot of hardcore fans like myself that don't give a shit about that will watch it anyway. And even with the people not watching, or not watching as frequently, they're still like, it's still like the number one show. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's like a company that used to make, $500 million, every year. Now they're like, oh, we're only making, $350 million. It's like, well, fuck, that's still a lot of money. So they're like, oh, we're not, pulling the million, so many million viewers, it's, slightly less. It's like, well, still, you're still getting millions of viewers every episode. So it's, yeah. Anyway, Rick's death, kind of conflicted about it. Like, I get why he wants to exit the show. He's been since 2010. So I mean, he's given years of his life to the show, and so I guess like a part of me that's selfish wants him to stick around just because I think he's a crucial part of the show. But I get he wants to spend time with his family and do other stuff, and so I get that. I'm hoping they don't kill him off. There's a lot of theories out there of what's going to happen. My theory is he's going to get injured in some way where he's gonna maybe where he think, man, there's no way I'm gonna come back from this, and and like there's gonna be like a whole group of walkers just coming towards the the safe zones or something like that, and he's gonna be like, oh, let me lead them away, and then we don't see him, and the horde of zombies is led by him, and he rides off into the sunset, and you don't see him, but then which leaves the option that maybe somewhere down the road they're in a pickle, they're in a bind, and something's going on, and all of a sudden it's like oh my god, Rick's back, oh my god, and so I don't know if they're gonna kill him like outright, just so they have that option, or he has that option, because he's been doing it for so long, so there's that where he might be like, I missed this, but shit, they killed me, so how do I come back from that, but that's my theory. I hope that happens, because this way it's like, okay, well, he's not technically gone from the series forever. There's a possibility he could come back, but I don't know. Then a part of me is like, I think they're just going to kill him outright and just give him this big bon voyage, and that'll be it. But I don't know. What else is going on? Halloween's coming up. If anybody has any Halloween ideas, what they want to be this year, put it down in the comments. Let us know. As you can see, I have my Bane mask. But I've been thinking about going as Frank Castle, the Punisher. I don't know yet. It's still kind of early. Usually I get an idea of what I want to be, and then that's what I end up going as, or I'll dedicate it to being that. If you know anybody out there that has like a pink tuxedo or tuxedo jacket and extra large for my size, let me know. Because I don't know if you guys are familiar with Andy Kaufman, the great comedian from like Taxi and stuff. They made that movie Man on the Moon with Jim Carrey, where he plays Andy Kaufman. One of the characters he does is called God, I can't remember the fucking this is so embarrassing. I'm doing drawing a blank here. But Tony Clifton, god damn it. It's like I know his name. When he talks like this, I'm Tony Clifton, so I've been wanting to do Tony Clifton for years, put on the sunglasses, and he's for those of you who aren't familiar with the character, he's a classic villain in the best possible way. He's a lounge singer, and like he's a real prima donna, sometimes the announcer would be like, here he is, Tony Clifton, and then he would come out and be like, Tony Clifton has asked if you extinguish your cigarettes, so it doesn't mess up his vocal range, and then everybody's okay, I'll put out my cigarette, or whatever, and then he comes out smoking a cigarette, and he's all like, hey lady, I think you signed some cottage cheese. Oh wait, that's your ass. And he just, and he sings terrible, and stuff. And I think I'm a big enough asshole where I can pull it off, walk around and, hey, what the hell's that smell? Whatever. What the hell are you looking at? Toadstool. Anyways, what I really want to do is transform into Tony Clifton and like go to like work or somewhere and just walk around and like fuck with people until I get the cops come, or I get threatened with with my life. Then I'll say, okay, it's just a costume, But yeah, I think I'm gonna go for the Punisher this year. I don't know. Stay tuned for that. If I get my costume in order, I will present it on the show so you can see how it looks like. And then if there's some things I'm missing, obviously, bald head, long ass chin beard. I'm not going to be a traditional Frank Castle. I'm going to be my own interpretation of Frank Castle, which I think is fair to do because there's different versions of him, not just in the movies, but in the comics and stuff. So I have some ideas that I'm throwing out or that I have. I'll show you guys next week if I get any of those ideas excuse me, if I get any of those ideas, going, I'll show you my progress. Let me see. Oh, one thing I want to talk about. One of my cousins, Augustine Garcia. Shout out to you. He has his own movie production studio called Bloodstained Films. He just sent me a DVD copy a few months back of Way Back in the Woods. His first movie, independent. It's classic. Kids go out to the teenagers going out to the woods and they run into a satanic cult that ends up trying to kill him and stuff, and that old chestnut. The one he just completed now is called The Plague Rages, and it's a zombie film. It's pretty good. I've been looking at a lot of production stills from it and videos that he's posted. It looks pretty good. On the 21st, they're going to have a release party. I'm not sure if it's for the full movie or for the trailer and stuff, but as soon as I get a DVD copy of it, it's I'm going to be able to show you that, and I'll do that in my movie reviews. Hopefully I'll have the other my crew with me, so I'll have Majin and Eddie Gein with me. So hopefully, and we're also going to be at that premiere, and we're going to film it. So it's going to be us. Hopefully all three of us can get there, and we'll let you guys in on the behind the scenes, maybe even talk to Augustine, get his input on the movie and stuff like that. He's actually one of my biggest influences as a kid. Like I said before, I never had any older brothers, but I had older cousins that were into horror movies and stuff, and they let me hang out with them, even though, like I said, I was the young kid, 3, 4, 5 years old. They still treated me as part of the group, and they didn't, alienate me and say, oh, well, this kid's, 4 years old, he's little, he's, he can't watch, The Exorcist, whatever. No, and, but, I think what I took away from all that was his passion for it, and, I have a passion for film in general. For years, I was kind of pigeonholed as the horror guy. A title given to me from somebody a long time ago was the Horror King, just because if you look at my room, I mean, this isn't just for the show. This is my everyday life. It's, at one point I had, you couldn't see wall. It was just horror. I mean, I lived, breathed horror. I mean, it was, I got kind of like in that category that I was a horror guy, which I am. I love horror. I love horror movies. I like other films too. Like I'm a big film buff in general. But yeah, yeah, I used to be, big into like Leatherface and stuff. I was always Leatherface for Halloween just because I had the body for it, the kind of burly kind of guy. And then I would, of course, use a real chainsaw because I'm not going to fuck around with no fake chainsaw. If I'm going after kids on Halloween, it's a real chainsaw. Yeah, that's a good shit. A lot of good stories there from Halloween. Me as Leatherface. One year, it was me as Leatherface. One of my other cousins was Freddy Krueger, and another cousin of mine was Michael Myers. And my parents' driveway is kind of like a little cul-de-sac where it's like a drive around thing. So there's Michael Myers on one end, Freddy Krueger, and in the middle was Leatherface. And yeah, these poor kids. I I think I traumatized so many kids. They stopped coming by my street in general. They're like, fuck that, we ain't going over there. No. And stuff. And we'd have the little brave kids that were like, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. One time this kid was trying to talk shit and like, I'm not scared. You're not scared. I grabbed that little bastard by the arm and he started screaming, ah! Ah! And pissed his pants and ran off. And I was like, little bastard, little motherfucker, don't mess. Yeah, because I was badass. And then one year because of my dad's chainsaw, so I was, hey dad, what happened to the chainsaw? Oh, chainsaw's broken or something, and he's like, not working. I've been meaning to fix it, and I was like, fuck. I'm like, Halloween's tonight. I'm like, fuck. And I go, I should have secured the chainsaw, a couple days before, but I was assuming it was going to be ready. And so I had to use a weed eater. Sounds stupid. It sounds stupid, but it worked. It wasn't quite of a chainsaw. It was more of a, but still scared the shit out of a lot of kids. So, yeah, unfortunately, we haven't done anything like that in the past few years. Just, a lot of kids been going earlier and earlier, and by the time it gets dark, you hardly have any kids out and stuff. And plus where I live now is kind of out in the country and we don't get many visitors. But, anyways, Halloween's still my holiday. It's my holiday, period. Like I'll tell people, there's only 2 holidays I celebrate: Halloween and my birthday. Yeah. Which is going to be a national holiday pretty soon. October 17th is going to be Jonny Deth Day, It's like the purge. You can do anything. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Next thing you know, it's like, Jonny Deth said October 17th is the purge. We can do whatever we want. It's like, No, I don't want to be responsible for starting the purge. Not again. Let me see. What else is going on? Oh, yes. This isn't part of my DVD review, but I recently saw Predators in theaters, and oh my fucking God, it was pretty good. It was better than I thought. I was going in thinking, oh, there's going to be like parts that are going to piss me off, and I'm like, fuck, And, I thought it was going to suck. And I was going to have to come back here and tell all you people that haven't seen it that, oh my God, this movie sucks so much dick. It should have a fucking pimp. It's that bad. But no, it was really good. Not as good as the original, of course, nothing can ever be, in this, but it was pretty damn close. Pretty good. I liked it better than the Predators, Robert Rodriguez movie. That was a good movie, but this one was a lot better. I can't wait for the DVD Blu-ray release, just because I know there's some extra footage and scenes and shit that's going to be in there, and maybe a director's cut. Tommy likey. Tommy want wingies. So I'm happy for that. Let me see what else. And they kind of left it a little open-ended. So, I know there's going to be multiple sequels. And I'm looking forward to that. And I don't want to give away too much because, if you haven't seen it, I don't want you to be like, oh, well, fuck, why am I going to see it now? This motherfucker told me when everything happens, But no, there's some good humor in there. A lot of times where I was like, the writer and director of the movie, Shane Black, was in the original movie. He played Hawkins. For those of you who've seen it, if y'all don't remember who Hawkins is, he's the geeky kid with the glasses that's always telling bad jokes, like the, hey, Billy, I went up to my wife. I said, geez, you got a big pussy. Geez, you got a big pussy. She said, why'd you say it twice? I said, I didn't, because of the echo. It's like, I remember watching that movie in theaters and being like, is that possible? Can it really be a echo in her vagina? Is that really, And the other one, he goes, oh, I went to my wife the other day and I said, baby, I like a little pussy. And she goes, me too. Mine's as big as a house. And as a kid, I was like, do they get that big? And they goes later on, I'm like, oh, it was a joke. It was a joke. Funny fucker, aren't you? Yeah, there was some good jokes in this one. It was pretty funny. Yeah, it was a lot of action. There wasn't really parts in the movie that I can remember where I was like, this is boring. They're just talking or, whatever. It was spaced out with the action and the, stuff going on that it didn't hinder the movie or slow it down in any way. So if you haven't seen it, I suggest going out and seeing it right away. Predators, really good. I kind of want to go see The Nun, but see, here's the thing. Okay. Yes, I'm a horror movie fan, and the fact that I've seen so many horror movies in my life, I mean, hundreds, thousands, of horror movies. You got to understand, it's not just like, oh, you've seen a couple. No. Oh, yeah. Sure. I've seen my fair share of horror movies from the 20s, from the fucking silent film, Nosferatu, all the way up till, the past maybe like 10 years. There's only been a few films that have come out that I've been like, wow. Now this is, a lot of times, if you just go on Netflix, you go on Hulu or whatever, these or the Redbox, you see all these cool titles called, the killing spree. And you see this, big guy with an axe. And you think, oh man, this is a fucking good movie. And you watch it and it's like, really? Like this is nothing like the fucking, like what they're advertising it to be, Unfortunately, a lot of the movies we get are what I call talking head movies. If you ever hear me say a talking head movie, it's nothing to do with the band or whatever. It's those movies where it's an hour and a half, 2 hours long. You don't really see any creatures, anything good. It's just like, hey Billy, where's Susie? She didn't make it back. No, she didn't, man. Well, I'm gonna go find her. Or it's like, they're talking about cool stuff, that goes with the movie, like, the virus is spread, and this happens, but you never see it. You just see these people talking, and they might walk outside and you might hear it, and then you see maybe one creature and then they fight it off and run back and then it's another 45 minutes of just talking and just, and that's a lot of the movies these days. Or they're really bad special effects and it's just really bad horror where it's not scary. It's just like, and I'm real critical when it comes to horror movies. Like they have to, it doesn't have to be a professional movie where, they spent millions of dollars. I don't believe that, you need, $200 million to make a fucking movie to have it be good. I mean, just look at the movies that come out recently. They spend, $170, $200 million, and then the movie comes out and it's shit. So that doesn't mean nothing, or getting, oh, we got George Clooney for our movie, or oh, we got, fuck that, you don't need big actors to make a movie good. You just need good writers, good, direct, and I mean, look in Night of the Living Dead. Okay, like I told you, that's like my all-time favorite movie because it's the most influential as far as like putting me on my path to where I am now. And it gave birth to the zombie genre as we speak, because it has the rules. Oh, if you get bit, if you get whatever, you turn. If you die, you turn. This and that. You got to shoot them in the head, to kill them. That all originated from that movie. So that's why I hold it in such high praise. But even that movie was done on like like $100,000 budget, which doesn't sound. I don't know. It depends how you see it. Some people see it as, oh, that's not a lot of money. That's barely the food cost at some of these movies. Just they spend that much just on the catering for the fucking in between the takes and stuff. And and like I said, because they had a good writer, they had a good idea, good concept, and all that together just makes and they didn't spend millions of dollars. And now that movie's a cult classic. It's so you don't need millions of dollars to make a good movie. You just need a good idea. And unfortunately, these days, I mean, any asshole with a fucking cell phone or a fucking iPad mini can make a fucking movie and put it out there, and you've got to have, a good story. You have to have good actors, and you have to put it in a way that, like I said, you don't need great, complex special effects. You know what I mean? You just need to put it in a way that, you got to work with what you have and somehow make it work. And it's got to, all those have to come together and make, the film. Unfortunately, people, put out, these movies that are horrible, and it's like, oh, it's, Attack of the Killer, ladybugs, and it's all like, starring Larry the Cable Guy. Hey guys, you got these ladybugs here trying to kill us, and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, great, this is so fucking, and I'm just real critical when it comes to horror movies. Like I'm real. I'm a stickler. It's like if it's like if you're a really good cook, like you're a fucking like top chef. You're a really really good cook, and somebody comes up to you with spam on toothpicks, and it's like like you hold people to a different standard. You know what I mean? Like, so as far as me, like horror, like I said, because I know a lot about horror, I've watched enough, and it's part of my life. It's something that I've dedicated my life to, with my love for film. So I grade things really, really, really strict. Like these Conjuring, Insidious movies have come out. I've seen them. I don't think they're scary. I think for the average viewer, they are. To me, they're not. And my thing is, CGI ghosts don't scare me. You know what I mean? It's CGI stuff. I think it's because I know it's fake, and it's hard for me to put myself in the mindset that, oh my God, this might be, just for the sake of the story. Oh, this is creepy. Oh, what if this was, just because I know it's fake, like I can look at it and be like, it's fake. I'm sorry. It's like, I'm sorry. I can't get scared of a CGI ghost. You know what I mean? But that's just me. CGI ghosts don't scare me. The only thing though maybe ever get out of me is I'm watching the movie and I'm doing this, and then something loud happens. And it's well, it succeeded in scaring me. I think I saw the first Conjuring. I don't think I saw the second one, or I don't even know how many there are. If there's 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't even know. Somebody was asking me about The Purge the other day. They're like, oh, have you seen the press? I've seen the first one. I wanted to choke the shit out of that little motherfucking kid. Let me open the door, little man. Like, little bastard. I would have threw his little monkey ass out there. Piece of shit. Little fucking milky licking fruity ass little kid. Fucker. I haven't seen the other ones. I like the first one. That was really good, but I don't even know how many of those are, like 2 or 3. Leave a comment if you know how many fucking Purges and how many Conjurings. I could Google it, but I got better things to do. I'm not saying that they're bad movies. I'm saying just, like I said, CGI ghosts don't do it for me. I mean, and they're pretty good stories, and yeah, I mean, they're done pretty good. From what I remember of the first one, the one that I've seen. And I'm not saying that they're shitty movies, so don't take that. Don't be like, fuck this guy. You don't like The Conjuring? I love The Conjuring. Uh, anyway, um, all right. So I'm getting to my movie review. First movie today is Clown House. I know you're probably scratching your head saying, Clown House? Oh, I never heard of that. It's a real good movie. It's got a young Sam Rockwell. He's a big star. He was in the movie Moon and 1,000 other movies. He's been in. He plays a young kid, the oldest of three brothers, and the basic synopsis is the mom has to go pick up the father from like an airport, but they live kind of like out in the like in the woods and somewhere up north, and so she's got to go pick him up, and I don't know all this thing, or so she's gonna be gone for the weekend. And the biggest thing is there's this circus that's coming to town, and the youngest one, Casey, he's scared of clowns. He has this thing about clowns, and Sam Rockwell's kind of a dick in the movie. He's always like picking on him, like, you better not fucking piss your pants, you little shit, and this kind of stuff. And and so they go, and as the circus is coming to town, three escaped lunatics, psychopaths escape from a mental hospital, and they come across the circus tents as they're, setting up and getting ready for the thing, whatever. They murder three of the clowns, and they put on their makeup, since they're insane, they're just like, and shit. And so then they end up stalking these three kids, and they follow them to their house, and they terrorize them. And it's, it's legitimately spooky. And there's not much like as special effects, like it's not a complex movie. It's a basic, three psychotic killers dressed as clowns trying to kill these three kids, and stuff. So there's a lot of like those I call them the run bitch run moments where, like you're watching a movie and there's a person standing and you see there's something coming behind them. You're like, run bitch, run, go. And they're like, gee, I'm going to stand here and tie my shoes and take forever. Oh, wait, I forgot how to tie my shoes. I'm a grown, and it's like, and they're like, run, motherfucker, it's getting closer. And then they're, the person finally finished tying their shoes. They're like, okay, now I can walk away. And it's right when they do this, there's something behind me, I should run. And it's like, retard, and so it's got a lot of that in it. A lot of suspense, a lot of like, oh my fucking God, did that really happen? The director, Victor Salva, he, the reason why this took so, because I love this film as a kid, rented it on VHS, and I used to watch it a lot, because it was fucking creepy, watching it, because I was the same age as the youngest kid on there. I was like when it came out, I was a young kid, and but then I was also an older brother that liked to. I didn't pick on my little brothers, I kind of fuck with them a little bit, like Sam Rockwell, so I can kind of like, so I got the movie a lot, more than most people, because it kind of resonated with me. But yeah, the director Victor Salva, he got into some hot water. Allegedly, I don't know, remember if it was rape charges or something. So, he's Italian. And I'm not trying to say all Italians are perverted, weirdos, but, there's a lot of directors I know that are European that, got caught, fucking little 12-year-old girls or 13-year-old girls. And, over there, I guess it's normal. They come to America and it's like, whoa, that's illegal? I can't fuck a 13-year-old girl? What? Oh, now I know, And so it took a long time for this to get released over here, like on DVD and stuff like that. And I'm hoping one day they'll release it on Blu-ray. I have a DVD copy. Don't have much special features. It's got a theatrical trailer. And I can watch it in multiple languages. about it. But it's a real good movie. If you ever come across it or see it, or I've never really seen it like on Netflix or Hulu, but it's fucking good. If you ever get a chance to see it, if you ever, I would say if you go rent it, but yeah, there's no such thing as that anymore. But it's a really good movie. It's creepy as fuck. I guarantee you won't go to the circus and you won't sleep that night. You'll be like, what the fuck was that? Fuck, somebody tapped on the window. And it's like, nobody tapped on the window. You walk from your room to the kitchen, you turn on every fucking light in every fucking room on the way over there, with a baseball bat, like, honey, stand by the door and watch me. Stand by and watch me. If you see a clown, you better fucking do something. Don't run. He's like, bitch, just go get the ice cream and come back, whatever you're going to get. Get your snack and come on, It's a good movie. Andrew, I apologize. Majin, Drew, I apologize for this. I know you're going to kill me when you see me. Put the chains on me, Holmes. Kill me. But the next movie I'm going to review or talk about, Big Trouble in Little China. It's backwards because it's on the camera, but Big Trouble in Little China, the John Carpenter masterpiece. Let me say that again. Masterpiece. It's a great, great movie. I loved it when I was a kid, when it first came out. It was a bomb. People were like, oh, this is fucking horrible. This is stupid. Me, when I saw it as a kid, I was like, oh, low pan. Low pan. It is inspired a lot of filmmakers, and it inspired it's part of the inspiration for some of the characters in Mortal Kombat. It's this movie and Enter the Dragon that inspired Mortal Kombat. The tournament idea was from Enter the Dragon, the Bruce Lee movie. Big Trouble in Little China. Some of the characters, if you watch it, watch this movie, you'll be like, whoa, that's like that, like Raiden, the Thunder God, and Fujin, the whatever and stuff. And really good movie. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. I believe it's on either Netflix or Hulu, but it is available now. It's like this fucking big ass cult classic. Everybody's, oh my god, you seen it? I'm like, motherfucker, I saw it when it came out. Basic synopsis: Jack Burton, played by Kurt Russell. He is this truck driver, and he has a friend of his that is going to go pick up his bride to be, and she's Chinese, he's Chinese, and the thing about her is she's got one like green eye, one blue eye, and or she's got green eyes or something like that, and green eyes. It's the other girl that has one blue, one green. And, he's like, dude, he goes, you know how special that is? She's got green eyes. And apparently that's a fucking deal breaker. That's a, shit, she's got green eyes. Well, fuck, I bet her pussy's made of gold. I don't know. And so he goes to pick her up. She gets kidnapped because there's this guy named Lo Pan. He's like an immortal, he can change his shape from being really, really old, like in a wheelchair, like, Jack Burton, And then sometimes you see him, he's got this big old elaborate headdress, and he's like, hello, Jack Burton, and stuff. And so basically he's like not quite dead. I don't know. He's like an entity, a spirit, kind of in between life and death. So he needs that girl to, I guess, bring him back into, flesh and blood again. And so it's all them trying to get him back, and it's got a lot of great people in here. I can't remember his name, but he's the grandpa from like Three Ninjas. The character he plays in here is Egg Shen. Let me see if I can get his name. I'm gonna use the Google machine. Yeah, so basically they're trying to get her back, and then Kim Cattrall from Cattrall the bitch from Sex and the City that has sex. Hi, I'm Samantha. You know, that she's in there. And Victor Wong, god damn it, I know his name. He plays the grandpa in Three Ninjas and stuff. Well, he plays Egg Shen in this movie, and I used to do impressions of Jack, because he has that one eye that talks like this. And so, he's in that movie. He plays like a magician, a conjurer, if you will. And a lot of good action, a lot of good cheesy stuff, but in a good way. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. It's a fucking great movie. John Carpenter, who directed the remake of The Thing from the 80s. He did, the first Halloween. I think the first two Halloweens. The Fog remake. He's, great. He came up with the Michael Myers theme, though. Anyway, and this is a great masterpiece. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. And if you don't see it, I'm going to go to your house and I'm going to beat you in the brain with a tack hammer because you are a retard. The next movie is the director's cut of a movie called Chaos. Now, I see you scratching your head again. I've never heard of this movie. It is an independent movie by a young fella named David DeFalco, who is an interesting person. I've seen interviews with him. The first interview I saw with him, he had his shirt off. He's got a, kind of a buff body with a necklace made out of like chain with like a lock. And I've seen some other movies he's made. It's weird how he can make a movie this great and then everything else to be shit. It's like, wow. The movie's called Chaos. It's got basically it's about this guy, and Kevin Cage. He's been in a few movies. If you Google the name Kevin Cage, you can say, oh yeah, that guy. I don't know. He's playing I think the guy's name was Donald Pee Wee Gaskins, is a real life serial killer. And so this is sort of true in a way. It's almost like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where it's true, but kind of like, based on true events. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. He has a gang, him, and there's of course teenagers out in the woods. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's one of those fucking movies. No, it's beyond that. So they're out in the woods, and the two girls, one black girl, one white girl. They're like, "Hey, we're going to this party," and they get there and they're like, "Yo, like I want some X, man. Some ecstasy and some drugs." So they see this guy who's Sage Stallone, Sylvester Stallone's son, and he's kind of there, and they're like, "He looks like he's got some drugs." So they walk up to him and they're like, "Hey, like, can you sell us some drugs? Because we want to get fucked up." And he's like, "Yeah, but I got over here at my buddy's cabin." And so he takes him over there, and the main guy, they call him Chaos. He's the leader, and he basically kidnaps these girls and torments them. And I've watched this movie with a lot of people, and I've had people run out of the room sobbing, crying, like emotional, like, "Oh my God, I can't go back in there and watch the rest of that movie. We need to turn it off." Like, I've had people tell me, "Turn it off. I can't watch it." No, just turn it off. Turn it off. I've had people throw up from watching this movie. It's because it's graphic. The rape and kill scenes are, and they're done in a realistic way that it freaks you out when you watch it, because you're like, "Holy fuck, is this real?" Like you have to like tell yourself it's just a movie. Like when I'll ruin it. Fuck it. Spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear the rest, fast forward. He's raping the white girl, and you see him get the knife and cut off one of her nipples and puts it in his mouth, and he's and stuff. And it's all done in one take, so it's not like, oh, it's, you can tell it's a fake tit because he's cutting it as she's on the floor, like, and you see like the muscle tissue underneath, and you're like, oh my fucking god, he cut off her nipple. How did they get away with this? And he's not in jail. It's a very disturbing movie, and the ending will surprise you. It doesn't follow a lot of the classic story guidelines that you see a lot. It's brutal. Put it that way. It's really brutal. But that's part of its charm for me. When I first watched it, I was going through a gore phase where the gorier the better, and then I came across this movie and I was like, oh shit, this movie's banned in like so many areas, and like it's one of, and it's not a mainstream, so it's, you're not gonna put it on, turn on the TV and watch it, or if you have HBO or some shit like that, you're not gonna find it on Showtime or the movie channel or Encore or nothing like that. It's and I heard about it word of mouth. I own thousands and thousands of DVDs and stuff, so I was always buying, selling, and that whole thing. And came across it, and I was like, well, shit, this movie keeps, I've seen it a couple times, and then I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it, and bought it, and never looked back. So yes, Chaos. I dare you to watch it. I don't think you'll be able to get through it. Honestly, if you're just an average viewer, it's not for kids. So I'll just tell you that much. It's not for kids. All right. I guess that's it for the evening. I've talked enough. I've made a jackass of myself enough for one night. I miss my crew, Majin, Drew, hey, that rhymes, and Eddie Gein. I wish they were here with me, but like I said, for conflicts of our schedule, that couldn't be possible. But the show must go on. I hope you've enjoyed this episode 2 of Deth-N-Vengeance. I recently got some logos done, and I'm going to be working on some new productions, some more stills and stuff for the show. I got a couple of new shows, well, not more content that I'm adding to this channel, plus the Facebook page Deth-N-Vengeance. So please like them both and join and do all that good stuff. Please help us, or help me, help the group become, reach more people, put it that way, and help support us. We're a nickel and dime operation. We want to be a quarter operation, quarters and dollars. Not saying that I want money. I'm just saying I want to reach more people. So yeah, please share, like, pass it on. If you see somebody say, hey, have you seen the show? Check this out. Send them a link. Send them this. Tell them to like it. Please. I'm asking, please. Because if not, I will find you and I will kill you. Not really, but so yes, that's the ending of the show, episode 2. I'm only going to do it in one part because I'm flying solo this week, and we'll see about next week. I don't know if I'm going to be solo or if I'll have the crew, but tune in next week for episode 3. Yeah. Leave any comments below. Please let us know how I'm doing. Things you might want to see, things you might want to talk about, questions you have for me. Please drop a comment. Go to the website, post something on the, check out. I'm going to be posting art. One segment called Songs from the Shitter. Yes, you heard right. Songs from the Shitter. It's a new thing I'm doing where I'm actually singing songs while I'm sitting on the shitter, taking a dump, or on the toilet. So if you see that, please check those out and, like those and Show me some love, please. I'm asking, please. Friends, family, newcomers, oldcomers. Show me some love, please. Make me made me happy that I'm actually reaching some people out there that want to hear me gab and yap like a little schoolgirl for however many minutes. So check it out. Like I said, show me some love, like, subscribe. Deth-N-Vengeance, DETH dash in dash vengeance. Check it out. Show me some love, or I will track you down and put a snapping turtle in your pants. Adios. This is Jonny Deth, Deth-N-Vengeance. Good night, everybody.